St. David, in times you brought peace and were determined to bring trust. Please help us throughout our lives to show strength in all areas and to bring peace where it is needed. Bless us and help us make a school that God is proud of. Amen. Welcome to the St. David's High School podcast. This episode focuses on helping pupils prepare for their exam by creating a revision timetable. A revision timetable is a tool for managing study time and exam preparation. There are a number of benefits from having a study timetable, such as it gives you clarity. A study timetable shows you what you should be studying on every single day in the lead up to your exams. This means that you can start a study session right away before wasting valuable time to flip through the pages of your textbook looking for a topic you could revise. A revision timetable can also keep you accountable as you pre-commit to set deadlines and topics. On screen now is a finished example of the study timetable we will be creating in this video. Stay tuned to learn how to create your own. In order to create a study timetable, we must first identify the subjects that we will be examined on. On your screen now, you will see that we have an example of a St. David High School pupil's timetable. This timetable belongs to an S4 pupil who will be sitting a variety of National 5 exams. We can see from the timetable that the pupil will be sitting the following exams: National 5 English, National 5 Maths, National 5 Biology, National 5 Physics, National 5 Art and Design, and the National 5 Graphic Communication. Although PE is also listed on the timetable at National 5 level, there is no written exam for PE. Now that we've identified the exams that will be taken, we're going to go to the SQA website and find out what date the exams are on. Google the SQA, click on the link to the website, and you'll be faced with the following. Timetable 2023, you want to click on this. If you scroll down, you have the option here for a personal timetable builder. Click on Build Your Own Timetable. It then takes you to this page where you have the option to select your subject. So I'm going to start with English. Find English. The level, I can select the level. The timetable we're using as the example, all of the exams will be for National 5 level. So I'm selecting National 5. Then if I hit search, it finds the exams, the two English exams. All I need to do is click add, and it will start to create a timetable for me. So there's paper 1, and I'm going to add paper 2. What you'll notice is you have the subject, the qualification level, the date of the exam, and the time. I now need to do this for each subject. I'm going to add the next subject, which is mathematics. I've now added maths to the list. I will repeat this for the rest of the subjects on the exemplar pupil timetable. You can see I have used the SQA timetable builder to help me find the dates of my exams. It is important to note that each St. David's pupil will receive their own exam timetable from the school, and the timings of our exams may be different from those on the SQA website builder. We alter the timings of the exams at St. David's to run in line with our transport services for our pupils. There are a couple of options to save this exam timetable we have just created for ourselves. You can email the timetable to yourself by clicking on email. Type in your email address and it will send a link to your exam calendar. You can print, if you click print, you can print it at home. The document you can see on screen now is our St David's High School 2023 study timetable. This A3 sheet is what we will use to create our study timetable. This sheet is available to download from the show notes. Or you can come and visit me, Mr. Brown, in the CDT department and I will print it off for you. Now that I have my study timetable sheet printed off, it's time to get started making our revision schedule. The first thing I want to do is use my exam timetable I made on the SQA website to help me pen in the dates of each of my exams. First exam was on 27th of April, so I find the week starting at 24th, come along to the 27th, and I pen in biology. Again, it's important to reiterate that the timings of these exams on the SQA website builder do not run parallel to St David's, and are only used as an example in this video to show us how to build a study timetable. Again, referring to my exam timetable, I can see that my next exam is Maths on the 3rd of May. The start time for paper 1 is 9 o'clock until 10 o'clock, and paper 2 is from 10:30 till 12. My third exam is a week later on Wednesday the 10th of May. That's my English exam. Paper 1 is from 9 o'clock until 10 o'clock, and paper 2 is from 10:30 till 12 o'clock. The following day, on Thursday the 11th of May, I've got my graphics exam. My graphics exam runs from 1 o'clock until 2:30. After my graphics exam, I've got a little bit of breathing space. My next exam is on Wednesday the 17th of May, which is my National 5 Physics exam. And the start time for the physics exam is 1 o'clock. And it finishes at 3:30. My final exam is on Friday the 26th of May, and this is my art and design exam. And this runs from 12:30 until 1:30. What you're going to do now is colour code each subject. This will help give us a visual overview and it will allow us to see how much time we are dedicating to each subject. You can see I've used a coloured pencil to colour code each subject. Biology is red, Maths is orange, English is pink, Graphics is green, Physics is blue, and finally, Art and Design is yellow. To start planning revision, we will work backwards from our final exam. Our final exam is our art exam on the 26th of May. The night before my art exam, I will rest as all of my revision will be done prior to this. It's important to rest and to avoid cramming at the last minute. On the 24th of May, I am going to revise art and design. I will also do this on the 23rd. Although I am colouring in the whole box, it doesn't mean that I will be studying from the moment I wake up until I go to bed. It means that that specific day is dedicated to studying art and design. I could spend 30 minutes in the morning studying, 1 hour in the afternoon, or 2 hours in the afternoon. It's up to you to find out how much time you want to dedicate. You'll notice on Monday the 22nd I'm dividing the box into two halves. The reason for this is that I'm going to study art and design in the morning, but in the evening I go swimming. I've got swimming classes that I take, so it's important that I schedule them in and I don't miss out on them just because I've got to study. It's really important that you schedule in your hobbies too. On Sunday I'm going to give myself a break. I'll continue revising art on Saturday, perhaps reading over my notes or focusing in on a specific topic. On Friday I'll also revise art and design. I'm going to change my focus now to my physics exam. The night before, I will dedicate the evening to reading over my notes and familiarising myself with the content. It's important to note that I won't be learning anything new here, just revisiting old material. I will now repeat the process and use my blue pencil to schedule in days for my physics revision. On Sunday, I will only be able to study physics in the evening as a volunteer at my local church in the morning. Again, it is important to schedule in hobbies and to take a break from revising. This will take us up to the 10th and 11th of May, where we will have two exams a day apart, our graphics exam and our English exam. This is not uncommon, and it is important to divide our time between the two so that we give both subjects enough time that they deserve. On the 9th, the day before the English exam, I will split my days. In the evening, I will look at graphic design, and in the morning, I will focus on studying English. On the 8th, I'm going to change my routine to keep my brain active. This is really important as it stops us from getting bored and stuck in a rut with our studying routine. In the morning, I will study graphics, and in the evening, I will study English. So you can see there, between the 8th and the 9th, although I'm splitting my 2 days and studying 2 subjects, I'm rotating the timings of the day that I'm studying. This brings me to my maths exam, and I'm going to repeat the process of scheduling specific days to study maths. I will carry out the same process for my biology exam, scheduling in specific days to revise biology. Now looking at my study timetable, I can see that I've committed to studying certain subjects on certain days. What I can do now is I can now, on those specific days, I can have a more narrowed focus. So on this particular day, for my graphics exam, I'm going to have a look at studying CAD questions. When I'm studying graphics on the evening of the 9th of May, I'm also going to have a direct focus, and this time I'm going to look at the desktop publishing principle of colour theory. What you can do is you can now schedule in a direct focus for each subject on each specific day. Now you don't have to do this, you can do this if that helps you get through the content of each subject easier, or if you want to, you can just spend the whole day or a part of each day that you're studying looking at perhaps a variety of topics. You don't just have to narrow in on one. This will be down to the individual, and once you find out what works best for you, apply this to your study timetable. Now that we've finished our study timetable and we've scheduled in days for each subject, some with a narrowed focus, some with a wider focus. This is where we now start to see the impact of the colour coding for each subject. Visually, I have an overview of how much time I'm spending or how many days I'm spending on each particular subject. Straight away, one thing that jumps out to me is that I'm not spending enough time studying graphic design. I can see I'm only spending 3 days there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule in some more time having a look at studying graphics. I can also see that I haven't scheduled in enough time to study physics. You can see that this person's timetable is quite science heavy, so physics is a very important subject for this individual. I'm going to have to spend some more time studying physics, so scheduling some more study days. Here you can see the finished example of my study timetable. I've made a few changes and adapted a couple of things so that I feel like I'm giving each subject the right amount of focus leading up to my exams. The study timetable avoids cramming and it allows me to study each subject over a long period of time consistently, leads to a better academic performance. Thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of the St. David's High School podcast. We hope you found this episode informative and it helps you with planning your studies and time management. If you would like a template copy of the study timetable shown in the video, you can download it from the show notes or come and visit Mr. Brown in the CDT department and I will print one off for you. Don't forget that you can keep up to date with all the latest St. David's High School news by finding us on Twitter at St. David's High School, and you can follow the podcast account at podcast SDHS.